good? We're good. We're live. This is episode, 46? The Detox Podcast. How's it going, everybody? I'm here with the mysteriously entertaining and ridiculously so, Mama Poco, a.k.a. Lisa Poco. If we had the clapping track, it would be on right now. One of our biggest guests right here.
Round of applause.
So, I'm like, I know, and we were just chatting it up right away off air, but I've been really excited to have you on. It was a shot in the dark. I wasn't sure if you'd be down to do something like this, but you're somebody that I think a lot of people do know about and are very, I guess, I don't know how, intrigued by, to say the least. And more so myself, because I've gotten to know you a little bit over the years of getting to know your son pretty well.
Over the years, from walking down the road with TVs under your armpits.
Yeah. That is how we used to roll.
And the Chinese buffet with the Kicks episode at the mall.
Oh God, yeah.
When Joey got sick.
Yeah, Joey. Those were the good old days. I really want to thank you for being on first and foremost.
Well,
and
thank you for having me.
I had some questions for people because I always do this every week where we have people send anonymous questions. And one of the biggest things that was asked was, "Where are you from originally?"
I was born in Frankfurt, Germany. My dad was an army brat.
Really?
And if it's because of the accent that people think that I have, I can talk slow and I don't have it. But I went to like a speech teacher because I have a speech impediment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
But
then that kind of trickled into lazy. People liked it. I got used to it. I've been doing it for like 40 years. It works.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then it was funny because I ended up moving to Chicago when I got out of school, and then I lived in New York. I fit right in New York, like, you know, or down in Florida.
So you lived in Florida and New York then?
Oh, I've lived in Chicago, New York, Boca, Birmingham, Michigan.
Bounced around a lot then. What made you decide to stay put here over in the 262?
2 reasons. Anthony.
It's fair.
I could run a $22 million business, but I knew nothing about babies, diapers, anything. So I kind of went back to the nucleus.
Yeah.
You know. And then moving to Wisconsin was my dad got sick.
Oh, gotcha.
And,
that's sad. I'm sorry that's the reason why, or one of the reasons.
You know what? It's a good reason.
Yeah, makes sense.
The outcome of it was wonderful.
I get. Can you turn up the gain real quick, McKenna, on Poco? Just so that's set up. And then can you scroll over right here? I just want to get the comments so that we can comment with people, because I know a lot of people want to say hello to Mama Poco.
Should I turn my chair down?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Just,
Do we have a booster?
booster chair.
I feel like I'm like so low.
Alright, there you go.
Do people put their hands up here? Is this like okay?
Oh yeah, that's totally fine. We the table used to be much more awkward. We used to like sit right next to each other, like on the side.
I know. I've seen you.
It was awkward back in the day. We got Pat and Devin already in the chat. I'm surprised Poco's not gonna say hello to us yet. That's big sad. So we were joking off air that Poco was nervous for you to do the show. Did he say why he was nervous for you to do the show?
I don't think he needs to. I think he knows, like, I can embarrass him, like, without even trying.
In a loving way.
And I
feel.
the darndest things because I have no filter.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I guess it's embarrassing to him because I'm his mother.
Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I guess we all get like that though about our moms. So, Ryan Bucktus says, "Hey, what's going on, Ryan?
How are you?"
Okay, so then, another question that people continuously asked was, did you play sports growing up? Where does Poco get this insane, innate ability to just be naturally gifted in track and field, I guess, and sprinting?
Well, it depends if you're in Illinois or Wisconsin. If you're in Wisconsin, his dad has to be black. But if you're in Illinois and you knew me like growing up as an Italian Jew, when I get angry, I chase. I chase people.
Okay.
So that's how he's acquired being quick, is because he didn't want me to catch him when he did something wrong.
What did he do wrong growing up that bothered you? What was like the weirdest thing that he would just fuck around and do?
Well, you know, he gets a a word or you know, like a Leroy Jenkins, and then you got to hear it all day for like 3 weeks. You know, you know, oh, the Schwangster, like
I
you know.
remember that. Yeah.
But as you know, now I think we're on a whole different level because you know I don't engage with him as much as I used to. I let him make his own decisions, which was very hard for me. But you know, I'm blessed.
Yeah, that makes sense then. That why he's so fast.
Yes, and I ran track high school.
Oh, you did?
I varsity lettered my freshman year. Also did the same events as he did, except for I did hurdles also as a little peanut. So.
That's fair. Simple Man Fishing right there. That's my dad. Hey, whoa, on the F-bombs with Miss Poco.
Who's dropping the F-bombs?
What, did I drop the F-bomb? Did I already drop an F-bomb? I drop a lot of F-bombs on this podcast, so that's fair.
Oh, it has to be me. If they don't understand this, they should not be watching, because to me, like saying thank you, the F-bomb is like synonymous. Like, I can't help myself.
That's fair. Yeah, we get a lot of people criticize people that I feel like if you speak with passion, sometimes it just comes out of you. You have to speak with
passion.
And you're Italian.
Or pain.
I'm Italian, so that happens.
Yeah. So it's either passion or pain. If you drop something on your toe, immediately you're gonna say something like that. Also,
yeah. Which makes sense.
It comes from a place of intensity.
I guess kind of not on the same note, but we were talking off air about your boyfriend and his store in Chicago, and some of the people that you've kind of gotten to meet.
My ex.
Ex-boyfriend.
But we're still very good friends.
Yeah.
Numerous people, very, very lucky. I mean, Mayor Washington at the time, and Steve Minute, who is now our White House treasurer banker, and a lot of the Blackhawks, because they'll pay retail.
Oh,
like the Bulls and them, they want everything for free. So Scott, it was so like
he's trying to steer a little clear.
I don't need notoriety. My store, like literally, the Stanley Cup was in his store for one day.
Holy shit!
What an honor, you know, to have that happen.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what's like the because kind of getting the tea, then you're getting the other side of dressing these incredible athletes and people in general. Is there any like crazy tea or stories that you would maybe have gotten?
Oh, please. I was at Dennis Rodman's opening of his first bar. And it was, now it's like no big deal, but you know, back in the early 80s when some dude comes out with a boa and fishnet stockings and platform shoes and a cow thing, like things in his nose and chains, it's like a little bit daunting if you're not ready for it. Like, you know, right there is, you know, Gary Fensick and Walter Payton and Pippen and all them, and then in comes like, I don't even know, like, to me she was like the Roger Rabbit girl. That's what he looked like to me.
Oh yeah, we've been watching. Have you seen any of that Bulls documentary?
Oh please, the goosebumps.
Yeah,
you know, that was my jam time.
That episode that was about that, like, focused on him, was just kind of crazy.
But it was real.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's so cool to like sit back and watch this, because like there are people and fusions of this that I knew the drama that was going on when no one else knew. Yeah. But it was like funny.
Yeah.
Like, Rodman's got a problem, gotta go get him out of Vegas, you know, put Carmen Electra on a plane, send her like somewhere else. He's busy right now. Yeah. You know, he'll be done after the basketball game.
Yeah, it is weird, I guess, like, too, from someone, I guess, my generation, then, like, we just take all that for granted, you know, like, we just get the highlights of it. Like, that's what's kind of been cool for me, is to get to see a little bit of the dirt underneath, which is
they're real lives.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you were anyone that wanted to capitalize on a Bull, you go to Houston's after the game and wait for them to come in and just have a Cobb salad for $12. But you're going to be able to see them, you know, interact with them because it's 11 o'clock at night. And
yeah. And they just got done with the game. That's crazy. What else was, you know, really interesting about it too is just like how they bring up all the different, and everybody knows about like the allegations with Jordan, I guess, and like his gambling and whatnot. Do you think, because a lot of people have disparate, like different takes on whether or not he was gambling and that's why they kicked him out of the league. Do you think he quit because of his dad or because of possibly gambling, like they suspended him?
I don't think it's anybody's business. I mean, honestly, he could have been just burnt, spent, done. It was not a financial necessity. The relationship with him and his dad was beyond intense.
Yeah.
And the pain that he was carrying, you know, the disloyalty, loyalty, you know, and just to have to live up to those expectations.
Yeah.
I don't know, honey. I need a break. Like, I'll say I need a minute. He needed a hot minute.
Yeah, yeah. And he came back and
he played baseball, you know, did a few things, Space Jam.
Yeah.
It's not like he sat around like crying on the couch.
Yeah. Which I get. So the Jordan LeBron debate, which we were joking about off air, I think I know where you stand, but just to put it on the record, Michael Jordan or LeBron James, who's the GOAT?
Oh, they're no, Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan all day, every day, today, tomorrow.
You guys heard it here first. There we go.
GOAT. Joey.
The GOAT.
GOAT, Joey.
At Joey. At Joseph Withrow. I wanted to ask you this. Where did the nickname Mama Poco come from? Because, like, everybody, or, like, we called you, like, you know, Mama Schwang.
Well, not Mama Schwang.
Yeah.
Because when Anthony joined your posse as a freshman,
yeah,
you guys were you know, everybody had their nickname. And you guys didn't want to call him Dick because he could act like a dick at times. So you called him Schwang.
There you go.
Well, and that's how, and then it was always Mama so-and-so or Mama so-and-so. So they started calling me Mama Schwang. And at first, I was like, I won't be the mama you're a dick. That's just not nice.
Yeah.
You know, but then after a while, you know, it just took.
Started, yeah.
But there's only a group of people that can call me Mama Schwang. Then it's Mama Poco.
Gotcha. So it's not for everybody.
No.
And then, so I guess kind of on the same lines then with the Mama Poco, did you have, obviously you were, I feel like everybody, especially with your kid with Poco being so great at track and whatnot, and you being very involved in, you know, supporting him, were there ever like other adults and people in that realm that didn't like the Mama Poco being so around? Because you were hanging out with we all liked having you around and like talking to you and stuff like that. Were there ever like parents that were like,
oh, 100%.
What is she doing?
100%. I mean, I'm a lot, you know, but it's for all good reasons.
Yeah. It's
and
all coming from love.
And I always like say to people, like, my son is gonna be up his race. I just want to let you know I'm a little loud, you know. So I let everyone know, and then I just, you know, Captain Caveman on the sidelines going all crazy.
Yeah.
You know, like a 70-year-old man voice comes out of my body and starts screaming. But I got very attached to, you know, I never thought I would even want a kid. And then when Anthony came along, they told me he couldn't, I embraced it. And then I wanted all of you. I wanted to be everyone's mom. I would hear little stories. They didn't have food or they had shoes or something. I had to fix it. I don't know anything different.
Yeah, I never knew that you didn't have plans of having kids. What changed then?
Well,
was it kind of?
I had a partial hysterectomy and then I had cancer. So like that, they pretty much said my eggs were poached, boiled, scrambled. It's just not a chance in your lifetime. And then lo and behold, at 36, they're like, went in. I didn't feel good. They said you're pregnant. I'm like, I can't be pregnant. No, it's impossible.
Yeah, holy shit.
So like everything changed. I call it like BA, like before Anthony is like one life.
Yeah.
And then AA is like after Anthony.
Oh, wow. So I guess how would you characterize yourself then, BA versus, and what's the biggest difference between BA and AA?
Oh my God. Like some people say, like, you give a child life. My kid gave me life. He made me into a good human being. You know, I was a hustler, like vice president of sales and marketing, do the deal, cut the throat, who cares, da, 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 da. You know, your kid's sick, I don't care, come on, you gotta work.
Yeah.
And then when he came along, like, this was bigger than me. He was bigger than me, you know? And it was like that immediate, like, need, you know, you're my mom. I love you, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, that's sweet. I never knew that. What? So then, I guess from doing, because you mentioned sales, what was your fondest memory, I guess, of that kind of lifestyle? You know, of doing your own thing and not so, because obviously, you know, this I have only known you as this you, and I love you, and everybody else loves you, and I'm sure Poco loves you. But what was like back then? What made you tick? What was like your favorite things to do, kind of thing?
Oh, I was extremely entrepreneurial. I was, you know, the next deal, you know, networking, and it was just a very wonderfully glamorous life. You know, you sell diamonds, you gotta have the perfect clothes, the perfect car. You know, it was just non-realistic. You know,
Not really. I guess sustainable. I guess, right? Or what would you think?
oh, it was extremely sustainable. It was just, I don't know how people that have children or can maintain that kind of energy
And provide.
and focus, and because to be successful in sales, you've got to be on that all the time. You don't have time for distractions, you know.
Mm-hmm. When you right when you got pregnant, is that when you started like moving away? Like when did you stop doing?
Oh,
that?
absolutely. I was drinking champagne like 2 days before I found out I was pregnant with Anthony, because, like,
Oh shit.
you know, I didn't know.
Yeah, exactly.
We're popping bottles, you know, at P.S. Chicago downtown, like, making it happen. But no, after him, it was like, you know, he makes you want to be a better person.
Yeah.
Because you're an example, you know, and even though I made a good attempt at embarrassing him numerous times, I always knew where my place was.
Yeah.
You know?
Which is important too. So when did you become? This is a question got asked a couple of times over it's an anonymous, so I don't know who asked the questions. But when did you become such a savage? How did you develop this innate ability to not care and just speak your mind?
I think through life's lessons. And as you get older, you don't have an expanded amount of time that you can explain, forgive, translate. And I just feel like it's so much easier, because if you ask me this question now, and in 2 weeks from now you ask me this question like it's a math puzzle, you're still going to get the same answer from me. Yeah. I don't have to, like, go back into my memory bank and go, now what did I say to him on Tuesday at 3:30?
Yeah. Because
I can't do that. I don't have that in my wheelhouse. Sometimes I wish I could hold it back a little bit.
Gotcha.
You know, like, what do you call that when you, like, have a delay?
Oh, yeah, just
in the feed. I wish I had a delay sometimes, but I've gotten better. I've improved.
What were some of, like, the biggest, I don't know, when did you start kind of, like, just being yourself a little bit more then, I guess? Because, like, that's what I think for me, I can't speak for everybody, but when I look at you, I just see somebody that's content with being themselves, and it's just, like, you're always you know, you're always going to be honest, and whether or not I want to hear it or the next person wants to hear it, you're just going to tell me what it is.
And listen, and I'm not ever going to fault you for your opinion, but if you ask me, I'm going to give it to you straight. You know, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I feel in my heart. You know?
How did you think you started developing that?
Being a mom, 100%.
Yeah.
Because if you're not authentic and you're not transparent, how is your child supposed to be anything else? Yeah. You lie, they lie. You cheat, they cheat. You act stupid, they act stupid.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah, that's true. I had a teacher in high school, an engineering teacher, that he said it takes the fine work of an adult to fuck up a child.
1,000%.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And I made a very conscious decision that I was not going to let this wound him. All the family nonsense, I had to let it go, because I didn't want him to have to carry that backpack. Yeah. You know, listen, you have the freaking world by the balls now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever you want to be. If you want to play golf, I'm gonna go get Tiger Woods, and we're gonna hook up with some tailor-made clubs from my hometown of McHenry,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be the best. Because if you're not gonna motivate your kids to be the best, I mean, at least like be happy, do your best, but be the best, because it's so much fun to be better than crazy.
Yeah, no, most definitely. And I feel like having a positive support system, like a loving mother or father, anything, like having great parents, that helps with that, I feel like.
Well, and you have to educate yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I know probably more about sports than a lot of the other moms do, because I don't just show up. I show up knowing, the rules, the regulations, because I get thrown out, I do things wrong, I have issues. So, like, I educate myself. So, if I'm passionate, it's because I know that ref did something really stupid.
Yeah.
That's why track was perfect, because stats don't lie.
Yeah.
So I could never get kicked out of any of his events.
I was gonna say, yeah. So you never got kicked out of a track meet then? How many did you get? What kind of stuff did you get? You got kicked out of a basketball game once, didn't you? I think I remember.
I did. At Burlington, I got an escort.
Yeah. Why'd you get escorted out?
Well, the worst part is I told the referee that I slid left or right or whichever way was the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
I cursed. But the next day, Anthony's like, everyone knows that you just took the blame for Walt. I'm like, I can't even get kicked out of a basketball game because of what I did. It's because of Walt that I got kicked out, and I took the one for the team. I was like, seriously?
Wow. Yeah, well, I watched Walt get kicked out of a couple of his... London and my brother are in the same grade, so I watched Walt get kicked out of a couple of games too. He gets loud.
He's very passionate.
Yeah, which is nothing's wrong with that.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, exactly. I wanted to ask you, what do you think the United States needs right now with all this craziness going on?
Well, I think they should make weed legal, like, all around the country, just so that everyone can just have a minute.
Have a minute and just chill.
We need to pause. We need to kind of, like, have a Netflix for, like, the past. Maybe take a little time machine, go back to when people were compassionate and not so bitter, and it's a cut dry world, and make solutions that help people, not half of the stuff we don't even understand what they're talking about behind closed doors that they're so angry about.
Yeah.
But this pandemic has made us all like take notice.
Yeah.
Most
definitely.
So I think if nothing else, educate ourselves about the world around us. Let's take care of this planet. How hard is it to throw a damn cup away? If not, you can text me. I'll go and clean it up for you.
Yeah, most definitely. I agree with that 100%. I feel like this whole situation has done nothing. Obviously, it's a bad situation, but you'd think that, I guess, as a country, we would rally together, and I feel like it's the opposite right now.
I think it's very one-sided with control.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see, more transparency, like what is really going down, and and I think as an adult, it's emotionally disheartening because you don't know what to believe anymore.
No,
is it
don't.
A conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Is it Trump? Is it
Yeah. Insert anything.
Now the guy from My Pillow has a book out, and he's on the committee for this pandemic. Like,
what?
That's why I said weed should be legal.
Yeah,
So that
I hope
that's
all, not for real.
Let's go to sleep with My Pillow guy's book. You know, Google it. You'll pee your pants. It's very funny.
That is insane that he has a...
Yes, he tells about it was a crack dealer.
Holy shit! So that's probably a good pillow then.
It might be a segment.
We have to check that
we'll
out.
have the Hi My Pillow guy.
I want to. So, some other people asked, and I know this now after talking to you beforehand. But how do you make money? For some reason, people really are infatuated with how you make money. They want to know.
What?
She just said, guys, she's a hustler.
She
gets it done.
You know what? I never say no to very respected people on bills. But well, it's a kind of cool story. Kind of give you an idea who Poco is. When I had him, I was vice president of sales and marketing, traveling every week. There was a nanny, there was a daycare, and I was, where's my prizes person? And it broke my heart. All he knew was my suitcase had some good stuff in it, but not that I was mom, that I was, and everyone knows that Anthony's father was never, or, had any,
Yeah, he's not in the
stake
picture.
in,
Yeah, exactly.
And so it just came to a moment when I was his T-ball coach, and I was late, and it was heartbreaking. And I had to then decide, money or a mom. So I went from making 6 figures to working minimum wage at a daycare, but I was with my kid. And it was rough for a while, and then I just decided I want to do something that I can be available to never miss an event. So I started cleaning houses because you get exercise, you don't have to pay for the gym.
Yeah.
You're making other people's lives so much better when they can focus on other things or their kids.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to give back. After him, he just taught me that it's not all about like
money. Yeah.
money. You have to be present. That's a present.
Yeah.
To be present.
Which is true. Which is very true.
And it worked out. He's a good kid.
Oh, he is. He's a solid kid. Except for Poco, we got to get you on the show. He's quit ducking me. I'm gonna have to message him after this and see if he'll want to do it.
He might be watching. What's the loser show? The Voice.
Oh, The Voice.
Yeah.
It's still on. I didn't even know they were still doing it.
Name one person from The Voice that ever achieved any greatness. That won, or even was a candidate.
I can truly not tell you anybody, so that's fair. That's a fair point. I don't know any of those shows, and you know what's really messed up with those shows is that it's more valuable to be runner-up than it is to win, because if you win, they
lock you in a contract. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you can't. So
you're their bitch. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so you get more. It's better to take second because you will have all the popularity, but you're not tied down. Which is crazy to me. I never knew that until last year. Just found out because we had the Smodgy brothers. We had an art teacher at our grade school. Miss Smodgy, and her brothers were these motorcyclists that did all these tricks with the one-handed or one-wheeled motorcycles and shit like that. Crazy shit.
Little mini Evil Knievel's.
Yeah, and I don't think they should have been allowed to, looking back on it, was pretty crazy if they were even allowed to do what they did at our school. They had fourth graders get in line and jump over these fourth graders on motorcycles, but it was badass at the time, and they won on America's Got Talent. They made it to third or fourth round, so
that's very cool.
But because of that, they got a bunch of clout and didn't have to sign the contract, so it was much better for them than actually
all the
winning.
exposure and no commitment.
Exactly.
It's like dating.
Yeah, it's like dating. Oh, speaking of dating, so
not dating, but
So, speaking of dating, then with nowadays with people with dating apps and shit like that, how do you feel about because obviously you're more old school. Do you deal with the
hell no,
the Tinders and whatnot
the plenty
of
the world? Of fish?
Yeah.
No, they're plenty of shit. They're full of it.
Yeah.
First of all, they represent themselves one way. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
2, they're all I have a wife. Oh, my bad.
Shit.
This is just an experiment. She knows all
God.
about it. No, the older you get, especially if you're decent looking and a guy, you can chum the water and you eat sushi for days.
That's fair.
And they're not nice.
Oh God.
Yeah, no. Organically. I really believe that,
What so I'll switch gears then for a minute, because I'm sure if Poco is watching, he's probably not liking those kind of questions. But when so again with going back to him, supporting him in his endeavors with track and field and sports and whatnot, we mentioned Walt, who were there other parents going through similar things that you kind of became friends with because of the shared life experience you were going through of kind of just being thrust into motherhood like that, not really expecting it?
1000%. And it's very funny when you're the new mom and you're single and these women with their husbands, I don't want your man. I never want your man. You're not my type. I don't like the Packers. No offense. I don't have an eye shanty. It would be like a she shed. And I'm a girl's girl. I'm an Italian girl. Like, I'm honorable, loyal, So I was not welcomed a lot in many times. But then there was an instance where Robert Bryant's mom says to me, "You don't know Bridget Glass. You two are like bookends, like, little sassy 5-foot women that drop the F-bomb and sports and just, a little scary."
Yeah. And so how'd you meet her?
Funny story, we're at Wilmot, and all of a sudden I'm waiting for Anthony to like comb his hair and come out of like the dressing room or the
locker room.
Yeah. And all of a sudden I hear, "I don't give a beep, 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 beep." And I looked over and I go, "Are you Bridget?" He's like, "Yeah, why?" And I'm like, Poco's mom. She's like, "No way, we're supposed to be best friends."
Oh, God, so she knew too.
It was totally, and yeah, that was the best takeaway that I got out of this whole thing.
And so since then, you guys have been pretty tight then,
Yeah.
I imagine?
The best.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and that's another weird thing too. Like for parents, when you guys all go out on your own and do your own thing, then we're just like, "Where's the kids coming in eating? Where's the kids coming in like dumping all the crap in our house?" And I gotta be at track meet now. That's why at least this year I was like, I can't wait for Therese to go to state for track. Like that
so
final year, I was gonna make Poco sauce, bring it up there, and it's heartbreaking. I feel bad for kids like that. I don't feel sorry for the hair, tan, nail, like the Jersey Shore people.
Yeah.
What is it, GTF or
Jim
Tan and Floss?
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's Floss.
Floss. No, I'm with you. That has to be heartbreaking for seniors and stuff to go through. I mean, any season, but like especially for seniors, especially if you're going to state and stuff like that, to just have that all taken away because of this.
But you have to be that person that says, "There's always somebody that has it worse."
Sure.
About being pregnant, having a baby in the hospital during these times, having a wedding, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Things like that where there's a lot of money invested in it too, you know?
Yeah. Which definitely makes sense. I'm
but
sure
they get bragging rights too, like 20 years from now, like I got to put my sneakers on the wrong feet and walk to an internet post and
you're crossing the stage
back in
instead of
2020 while you guys are in your caps and gowns.
I saw, what's funny, a lot of people have been having weird, really weird graduation ceremonies where people are
I love them. I love that dad that built that like whole stage.
Where was that?
Right in Georgia, of course.
Okay.
And his daughter graduated, whole stage. And you know what? Maybe it's a good thing. We can all be creative. I loved that all the teachers from Wilmot went to the seniors' yards and Herm was spraying silly string. And, And, you have to take all the good. And the bad, it's just drama. It's not so bad. Your nails will be fine. I did my own. I'm not a nail doer. My hair is like, it's a dump. But you know what? I'm here. We're living. It's good.
It looks fine. If anything, my beard has probably scared people away at this point.
Well, that's it. My 15 pounds that I gained also, with Poco being home, all I'm doing is cooking, like, "Oh, you hungry?
Eating good tonight."
Whip up, like, some tenderloins, some, mashed potatoes, twice baked with extra sour cream.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah, like we were talking off air before, I'm sure he's loving that, going from having to make all your own food up at school, and I'm sure not eating quite as lavishly as when you come home. You get mom's cooking.
They do prepare really good meals up there, but I think he likes that it's like a drive-through service that
you can just stop.
He just places his order over the phone from the comfy room, while he's on Snapchat and playing the video game and watching Netflix. It's like
all at the same time.
You think he was like a stockbroker with everything going on, and but I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering about that. With people coming home and stuff. I'm sure like a lot of people, as you mentioned, he came home much early. He came home right away when this stuff started happening. I'm sure like a lot of kids were kind of put in a situation where they had to like choose if they were going to stay.
Oh,
Because I know some
100%.
people that stayed and at their schools and whatnot. And I don't know that I would have been able to do that. But yeah, I thought that was interesting.
I had to make him feel very guilty.
Good.
You know, I only have one. You know, I if something happens to you, what do I got to do? You know, I don't think the state of Wisconsin can have a monkey permit. I don't know. You know, it's just, yeah, and it doesn't hurt that like his girlfriend is home too.
That was probably the icing on the cake.
Yeah.
Getting him back.
Yeah, food, internet, nourishment.
all the essentials.
Yep.
All the perfect stuff. Right
It's like
there.
having his own concierge.
pretty much at that point. That's what. I when I moved back from school, I mess with McKenna now. Like I told her like I used to cook. I cooked for myself all the time up at school, and now that I'm back home, it's like it's weird. Like you like don't. I don't know what it is. It's probably just guys being lazy, but it's just like, oh, when you make it, it's so much better, or blah blah blah. And
It's
Probably
always
'cause it is.
better because you don't have to do anything.
exactly.
Like I got used to not having to do anything. I'd make a sandwich. I was happy.
Mm.
But no, with Anthony, it's like, Mom, I'm hungry and I need to eat in 30 minutes, and I need 1,200 calories.
Oh shit.
What do you got in the house?
Yeah.
That's when I get very high, and I come up with the most amazing foods, flavors, fusions. It's crazy. Pasta and throw something yummy on top. You're good to go.
No wonder he's getting in such good shape, man. He's got a personal chef. He's like working out like a Marvel superhero.
Yeah. And he did the whole Pro Star cooking thing himself, but you know, it's always funner when somebody else makes it for you.
I agree
But
with that.
then don't tell me. Could you reheat it? Could you warm it up? Yo, microwave over there.
You got legs. You got legs. No, I get that. I want to go over. There's a couple more questions I got from people. I don't know if this is an inside joke or if this is them just trolling me. But someone asked, how did she contract AIDS from Barack Obama? Is that like an inside joke with somebody, or is that just them messing with me?
Probably somebody met. Listen,
It's probably Joey messing with me.
if I was gonna get AIDS, I'd get it from Barack Obama, because there'd be some smarticles in there, and it'd be complete sentences and
Complete sentences and thought.
and
Very
not a
true.
whole thesaurus of like adjectives describing nothing.
That's so with being obviously, and we were talking about this a little bit off air too, with the whole, with Facebook posts and stuff like that, and people going at each other and whatnot. What's especially right now with all of what's going on, have you had any like nasty conversations with people that?
You know what? I used to. And I have to preface now, when I post something on my Facebook, you know what? I'm going to respect whatever you have to put down,
Yeah.
but know the facts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't make like some like bone ass remark, and then like I have to then educate you.
Yeah.
Like, well, do you live in the state of Wisconsin? No. Well, I don't really think it's any of your concern whether you are got a Uzi and you know
Yeah.
some horns on your pickup truck.
Yes,
Like-
very true. I can picture that vividly.
Yes.
Right now.
So, but I have really come to realize that you get more with a thought out. Like my filter has come into activation in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
because then I explain to them my view.
Yeah.
You know, it pisses me off because if you would have read my post, you would have known my view.
Yeah.
Why do I have to give you your own like
Your
right,
own. I have to tutor you now. on
spine
what's going-
treatment? Or, you know.
Yeah, that most definitely, and especially with like right now with how everything's going on with Twitter and Facebook, they're just erupting off this. I'm sure they love it.
Well, and from a different point of view, as a mother,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sorry, and whatever your not religious, but your political, this has nothing to do with it. I'm a mom. My son was taught to respect women.
Mm-hmm.
My son was taught that there is a channel or a protocol or a way that things go about to work as a team, to, you know, stay under the radar. I don't know how you can, like, be an American and not understand that this country was built on people. 30, 40 years ago, the Italians were the ones that were persecuted. You know, compassion, understanding, take all that ugliness and get rid of it. It's not going to help your kids. Because if your kids see what you're doing, and if it's okay for you to disrespect women, it's a terrible example. I said it could be anybody else in the world as our president. It is not the office or the Republican. It is the human being. And this human being has done so much damage and has put so much doubt, confusion, weakness that it's appalling. It's embarrassing. It's appalling, and it's you feel so helpless because even if you vote or whatever, you don't have a choice in any of this. It's up to one person or a small party that is making choices for your health, for your safety.
Yeah.
You know, for worldwide,
well-being. Yeah.
Well-being. And this is not something that they didn't know about. It's very frustrating, because people didn't have to, so many people didn't have to die from this and be punished, depending upon what state you are, of getting the proper supplies and guidance,
Yeah, I think too, with the whole reopening of everything, I think that from my point of view, it's like I totally get people want to open the economy.
Absolutely.
And I think that we should, but if you're telling me that we're not going to take any precautions and just pretend that it never happened or it's not still going on, then it's like, then I'm like, okay, if I give you, if I numb your whole body and I cut off your leg, like, just because you don't know I cut your leg off, your leg's still cut off, right? And it's like, that's the thing with the whole, the whole argument that we have more cases because we're testing more. It's like, well, it doesn't really matter because you still have those cases if you didn't test them or not. It just...
Right, there's just a spike on the day of, the incubation from the time you went to vote, and then, 3 days later, it's just...
Exactly.
Unprecedented amounts of people.
And so, I don't know, I feel like we should be working to reopen, but we should also be working with, the people that do know what they're talking about and that are... I mean, and nobody knows 100% what's going on with this virus. It's... People are studying it every day.
Well, and so then it became like a Mexican mafia, not, it became where we don't know the truth. If there was a plan in place, say hypothetically, so, okay, you're in the bar food industry, right?
Yeah.
Well, there should have been a plan where all of you guys have the option to go to Walmart, to go to, let them have the first choice to deliver, to work together. And then we wouldn't have this backload in unemployment, and the people that were getting unemployment just got a bonus when they were doing nothing to begin with. It's like, it just doesn't, they were not the right, they didn't think it through.
Yeah.
And
I think what you said too about being transparent, I think that's part of the problem too, is that people aren't they're not open and honest with anything, and that is when, I think if I don't think anybody would have a problem if somebody came up with laid out a complete idea of this is the map we're gonna do, right? And I'm gonna actually explain it in terms that make sense to everybody.
Correct.
So you don't have to read through
pages. You don't have to decide what team you're on.
Exactly.
You just want to know the facts so you can make an educated choice.
And I think if people started taking it that way, then I don't even think that this would be nearly as big of an issue. I mean, it is a really bad disease, but it's when we're having conflicting reports on what stats are real and what stats aren't, then it's
when it becomes political.
Yeah.
That's where the problem is. I mean, look at Fauci, one of the most, but now at the beginning, he's scared to death.
Yeah.
Because someone has dirt on everybody, and he ain't not afraid to share it. Mm-hmm. He will throw you under the bus for a half-eaten McChicken.
Yep. Yeah. That's how it goes. Do you think? I guess this one kind of hits a little closer to home. Do you think that Country Thunder's going to be open here in Twin Lakes this summer? Because they never announced that they were closing. Because I think they were trying to wait to see if this would.
And some of these
blow
I think
over.
is a little ridiculous because I mean I know there's planning and preparation that goes into any event,
Mm-hmm.
but to look that far ahead, like Summerfest. I mean, what were they doing in this time period? Even they cancel concerts 2 days beforehand, and you
Yeah.
can refund your money, or then we're going to reschedule it. So I think in that respect, which also caused people to get all straight, like, oh my God, my world is over. There's no Summerfest.
Yeah.
There's no Polish Fest. There's no Italian Fest. There's
Yep.
no 12th Street Drive Fest.
Yeah.
It's like,
Chocolate Fest in Burlington's over.
listen,
done.
I was very happy when the Trevor won, which means I get no hermit crabs to come home to me and no goldfish. So I'm like a little happy, even though I have my hermit crab set up waiting for it to come. And Anthony throws a balloon or something, breaks a balloon.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder about that kind of stuff. And like that does it does suck. Like it's like that's where for me I it sucks for everybody. That's what I don't understand why certain people are like it sucks more for me, so I want to stand in front of the capital of my state with an AK-47 on my chest just to I don't know what you're standing for.
And they're not well, that's the sad part is they're not standing for anything but anger and like the golden ticket to be a complete idiot, not knowing facts, not knowing anything, but because somebody told you this, it is law.
Yeah.
So you know what? When the Constitution was written, there were no semi-automatic Uzis with the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go deer hunting with 6 rounds of ammunition to blow out I'm not gonna have a rocket launcher to go duck hunting.
Yeah, it's true. I hope not.
It was based on being able to provide for your family and protect yourself.
Yeah.
I think it's a little overkill to have a sawed-off shotgun and what are those things? I don't even.
There's a lot.
So it's like, why does it have to be all or nothing?
That's what I'm saying.
Why can't there be compromise? And then you look at them, and I said earlier, the Kool-Aid. No, thank you. I don't want the Kool-Aid. I want to think for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And
why does it have to be
compromise?
And I think it's just you know what I think it is actually. I think it's that people just want to feel like they're in a group, and it's like they want to feel like there are other people just like me, and they just pull themselves together because of that need to just feel like you're part of something, and it's very toxic.
Oh, it's extremely toxic. It's
because then they're not thinking for themselves.
It's when something becomes something bigger than itself, it becomes a bully.
Mm-hmm.
You have these lobbyists that are lobbying, for causes that, why does I'm gonna be getting all kinds of people if you've ever had a gun to your head, you're very passionate about having guns. The hunting, absolutely. I grew up in a family that hunt.
Yeah.
And for the right reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
And I don't know. Like you said, it doesn't. Why does it have to be all or nothing? I think people can defend themselves. They should be able to.
Absolutely.
They should be able to have,
but they should also have They should have screenings, and just like for presidents, they should be able to take a test and pass it.
Yeah.
It's not like. Oh.
Well, that's what we were joking around. Me and my buddy John, we were on a run the other day, and then we were walking back, and I carry this very big metal water bottle with me everywhere, and because we were talking about this same topic, and I was like, you know what? If I went into a classroom full of first or second graders, as terrible as it's gonna sound, I could probably take a couple second graders out with this, kill them. But if I have a gun that is semi-automatic, because that's what people always be like, it's bad people kill people, right? It's not guns to kill people, and that that is true. Bad people do kill people, but it's like, you know what? If I'm a bad guy with a semi-automatic rifle, a lot more fucking deadly and lethal than a bad guy with a big fat water bottle that can also kill someone. It's like yeah.
Yeah, there's like walking into a party with Taco Bell or walking in with peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
It's like no comparison.
Exactly. And so it's like I don't know. I hate the exact, like you said before. I think
But
you
we
put it the best
shouldn't have
way.
to hate it. We should be able to have a conversation where, and this is what's happened, and this is where everybody just needs to take a minute,
Take a minute.
flag on the play, as I used to
Legalize
say,
everything.
and then rewind. Talk like humans. Listen, you may say something that I don't agree with, but I'm gonna let you finish your sentence.
True.
And then I'm going to think on it. And then we're going to have a conversation. And at the end, we're going to do a shot. It's going to be good.
Yep.
You know, it's like Groundhog Day. We're going to get up and another day's going to start and
Do it all again.
do it all
Somebody
again.
else, yeah. No, that's a really good way to look at it. Probably one of the better ways that I think if everybody did that, everything would be a lot better. I think we'd get a lot more done that way.
Internal, not external.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this platform, it can be really fun and good. But it's these angry people, these trolls, these nothing better to do, and low self-esteem, whatever, to go after other kids. It's just that cool. You know what I mean? And then I have a question.
What's that?
Why? Listen, ladies, girls, when you're like doing your selfies, the fish face looks ridiculous. Just ridiculous. It's like looking at someone's butthole. Like nobody wants to see that. And especially the fish face with the arm up and the butt out and the
Gotta get
in
it all
the
in there.
bathroom. I gotta use the bathroom. Don't be using this as your studio for like taking pictures.
Are you thankful that you didn't have a girl?
Oh, God gave me exactly what I could handle. Now my bonus daughter, there's like, you know, the best. Wouldn't change a thing.
That's the fish face is that people still are using it too. They really are.
But
it's
explain it to me. Like
I don't know where it comes from.
No, you guys. A lot of you have braces. Your teeth are very nice.
Mm-hmm.
What is the purpose?
Is it like is it? I don't know what it's.
It's not
to,
sexy.
We should Urban Dictionary.
It is not sexy. When somebody's going like this,
yeah, it's not really
it's
good.
not sexy.
It's not a good look.
No, and you can't talk with the fish face. It was really. You tried because I have.
It was made for Instagram. That's what it was designed for. It was designed to do one thing, and that was annoy people and make others look stupid.
We did have a cartoon back in the day called Clutch Cargo. Do you remember that one?
No.
It was a regular cartoon, but only human lips moved during it, and it's hilarious.
Really? That sounds like what show was? We had one on YouTube that was like The Annoying Orange.
Oh yeah.
The Annoying Orange. Have you ever seen that one with it's like the orange. And he's got the real human eyes and the human mouth. It's a really stupid video, but it became like
It's
this
sort of
huge
like
series.
VeggieTale when you're stoned.
Yes, actually. I think that's probably the best explanation for that. All right, Mama Poco, do you have any other questions for us here at Detox?
Well, none that I can ask on air.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I want to say again, thank you for being on. I'm really appreciative to get to just see you again, first off, because I don't really get to see many people right now, let alone I haven't seen you in a while. So I'm very appreciative of that, and you've definitely given us some fun and entertaining conversation here, so I appreciate that. And I want to say also thank you to our patrons and our subscribers. Really appreciate you guys tuning in each and every week. We are almost to a year of Detox, so I'm super excited for that. We got some cool stuff planned for you guys. But I guess one last thank you to you.
And I want to say how proud I am of you.
Oh,
I
thank you.
have watched you grow from a naughty little boy to a grown-ass man, and I'm very proud of you. I'm so glad for many changes.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yes.
All right. Mama Poco, episode 46 in the books. Thank you guys. I will see you next week.